What's going on, y'all? My name is Enoch. I'm here to inspire, motivate, and encourage you to be the best version of you that you could possibly be. I know that ain't an easy task, but let's go. Welcome back to Divine Motivation Podcast. I really appreciate you tuning in. I do not take your time for granted, and I mean that. Subscribe to the YouTube Divine Motivation Podcast. Share. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Anchor app. Follow on Instagram, Divine Motivation _, where I literally give you motivational videos every single morning. Now let's get into it. Okay, so for some reason, funny phrases has been getting stuck in my head. So last week, the phrase was, just because you can drive doesn't mean you can drive, right? This week was the phrase that been stuck in my head is, you don't have to change the world to change the world, right? I was thinking about that. It's like, you don't have to change the world to change the world. Well, what does that mean? It's almost like we're thinking macro, right? Like, you know that, oh man, that kid's future is bright. He's going to change the world. And it's like, yeah, cool. But what does that really mean? How can you, I look at it like this. How can you expect to change the world if you can't even change your circle? If you can't even change, what you're around. If you can't even change where you're at. That's a world. Your community, your area, your small circle, your small groups, whatever it is. The people that you interact with every day. If you can't, and if you're not even trying to have an impact in your immediate area, how can you expect to have this macro impact? We got to start bringing it back home to the core. What are you really trying to do? What are you doing it for? Are you doing it for that huge, yo, I changed the whole world? Is it about that, changing the world, or is it about just you being big? And I had to think about yo, if you don't impact nobody outside your community, but you've had an impact in your community, you will have an impact outside of your community. Because what you do in your circle should branch off from them to other people, and from them to other people, and from them to other people. So I know we live in this world where we have this huge mindset of yo, I'm trying to reach 1 million people. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. And I'm like, honestly, and I've said this before, I'm not trying to go quote unquote viral. I'd rather have a strong 5 people that really take what I'm saying and start implementing it, start treating people better, start walking in their purpose, start doing what they're called to do. For an example, on my Instagram, right? It says I have 1,000 something followers, right? Okay, let's break that down. Out of that 1,000 followers, it's probably I'm gonna go drag. Half of it is probably robots, right? Let's say half of it is robots. So 500 people's following me, right? Okay, out of that 500, let's say 100 people are not even real, right? They just click follow fake pages. Let's say another 100 don't even interact, right? So that's 300. And let's say another 100 don't even watch my motivational videos, right? So let's just say this is beyond me. Let's just say just 200 people that actually listen. And I'm even cut that. Let's just say out of the 1,000 people that's following me on Instagram, only 100 people actually watch my videos and actually implement them on a daily. That to me means so much more than having 100,000 followers and getting all these likes and nobody pays attention. And nobody's actually listening to what I'm saying. Like, that's what I mean, like, with changing the world. That 100 people I can do more with than 100,000 people that just really likes the videos. That just like, oh man, that was cool. I like that. With that 100 people, that's actually something that can have some impact. That can go back to their families. That can go back to their friends and implement, like, yo, I know you're having a rough day, man, but yo, just keep going. Just keep pushing. Like, I heard something today that motivated me, and then they use that to motivate their friend. That 100 people means way more than 100,000. That's that micro impact right there. And even out of that 100, let's just say 50 really actually tunes in every day, every morning before they start their day. Like, yo, I'm going to get this motivation. Like, bruh, that's fire to me. Like, that, to me, that even is like, dang, that's crazy. That's crazy. And if you steward over the few, like, man, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Having people that's like, man, like, I hear you. Like, that did something for me. Like, when I get a message from somebody like, yo, that really helped me. Like, that really made my day. That makes my day. It was just one person, like, that really was like, yo, that meant something. It's like, yeah, that's why I do it. That's why I do it. And, like, we have this mindset of like, yo, if it's not big, if it's not a whole bunch of people tuning in, like, yes, having a lot of people tune in is great, because when a lot of people tune in, you might, here and there, people might actually really gravitate to it. But it's like, when you have those solid people that's like, yo, I'm rocking with this. Like, I'm really rocking with this. This is fire. Like, this is actually helpful. That's what it's about to me. So it's like, you know what? I'm changing the world. And I think that'll help people that are trying to have impact, that feel like they're not doing anything. Like, man, look at these people. They doing this. Look at them. They doing this. Forget about that. Forget about what you see. That comparison kills. Don't do it. What are you doing? If it's just one person that you're helping, if it's just two people, man, you're making a difference. Don't think you're not. Every single person that you impact, you've made a difference. Don't think just because somebody else impacted 500, 1,000, 10,000 people is bigger than your impact. Impact is impact. Point blank, period. I should make that a title. Impact is impact. If you're helping somebody, if you're moving somebody forward in their life and helping them see why they're put on this earth to do, that is so big. Most of the reason people deal with depression and anxiety because they don't know what they're here to do. So if you can help somebody actually realize and actualize what they're put here on this earth to do, or actually make them have a thought or a drive to pursue it, man, that's a big win. That's a huge win. So don't think those are in vain. Keep pushing. Keep trying to help. Because that person can help. What if that one person is the person that helped millions? You never know. So don't take for granted anybody that you can help. Keep that mentality of moving forward. Because at the end of the day, you're going to change the world within the small world that you live in. That's this week's episode. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Follow the Instagram, Divine Motivation _. Like, subscribe, share. Let's do this again next week. Appreciate y'all.